is Friday, June 21st. I'll be birthday. 2024. First we have roll call. Mr. Town.
Present.
Ms. Sellers.
Present.
Ms. Thompson, and notice of this meeting was properly posted on June the 11th, 2024. This is decision day. We have 6 items on the agenda. First one is approval of our minutes of June 10th, June 11th, and June 12th.
Okay. I move approval of the minutes of June 10th, 11th, 12th, 2024 for the Board of Equalization.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now, items for decision. We held over BOE number 519, which is the parking lot of Dunbar at 1432 Northeast 7th. Number R02-44-80016. And I don't think there was any opposition to the valuation of the land. There was. They wanted 64, and the assessor has it at 106,670, and it's pretty much held that way for 3 years.
Yeah, and they really didn't provide any information
Right.
to dispute that. So they were more focused on the actual school itself. So I'll make a motion that we set the fair market value of BOE 519, item number 1 on the agenda to $106,670.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the next item on the agenda, this was the lady that came, and she had all of them, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so item number 3 on the agenda is BOE number 518-12000 North MacArthur, 19100-2020. Okay, so this is 4.88 acres. This is a memory care 54-bed property, and the assessor came down last year, was at 6,546,000 plus, and he's now at 6,402,971, and she would like to have 4,800,000. And her main argument was that the sale, which I guess this is under the sale, doesn't take into account intangible personal property, like licensing in the name. She's at $149.70 a square foot, and I guess the assessor's at $225. I think she wants this one viewed different than your traditional retirement villages. Did she use like an income model on the next one? What model did she use? Why do I have this 8 million? Did it sell for $8,994,000?
Yeah.
It did in 2023,
In January 23.
Yeah.
which makes it difficult to say you're going to be almost half of that a year later.
Right. But she backed out what she viewed as the value of intangibles. So the assessor,
She said that's 50%
right,
is what they use.
Yeah, it was the value of the licenses,
right, and other intangibles.
intangibles, yeah.
And the assessor is
He used-
25% under the sale value.
Yeah, he used the sale or the cost with market adjustments based off of his sales or the comps that he had, so he lowered it based off of the comps, because the comps do come in quite a bit lower,
Yes.
actually even lower than what she's asking for.
Well, in that he dropped it 140,000 from the previous year, and even that was under the purchase price that same year. I don't know if you all want to compromise at all on this one. I'd be closer to the assessor's valuation than to hers.
Yeah, so my only concern on this one is, we have the last property that we're gonna look at on today's agenda has the same owner, the same purchaser of
Yes.
that, and that was the 2.7 million sale that the assessor didn't know whether or not it was a valid sale.
Right.
But, you know, what would make him think that one wasn't valid versus this one, other than the price, right? Because it's quite a bit. So I just kind of feel like we need to be consistent. If we're going to go, you know, agree that the 8 million is a valid sale number, then we need to agree that the 2.7 probably is as well. Unfortunately, the taxpayer didn't respond to his request to confirm the purchase price of it, so we don't have any of that, and some of that does fall on the taxpayer for not doing that, but.
I think she'll do better with them next year.
I
since
agree
she said
that
she came in.
the sales of both these properties have an influence on how I'm leaning.
Yeah.
And I can see something on the licensing when you're purchasing a new property,
Right.
having some value, but not 50%.
Yeah.
I'm more, I think that's partly taken into account in the market adjustment cost that the assessor puts out. So I'm good with the assessors.
6.4.
Even if someone wanted to reduce it even a little bit more, but at 6.4 million, I think that's a pretty solid number.
I'm good with that.
Okay, so I'd like to move on BOE 518, and we set the fair market value of this property at $6,402,971.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'm gonna close then, because you've set 518, and we're gonna open up then and make a determination on the third item, the fourth item on the agenda, which is BOE number 520, 4012 South Purdy, or Pardue. Is this Purdy or Pardue? Purdue Avenue, R141942575. Okay, so we're far apart on this one as well. The assessor used the income model. I've got down here, doesn't disagree with the 58 per square foot figure, but he's at 9,547,914, and she's at 6,000,009, and she used cost plus equity, and this one has 21 acres. And she's at the 58 per square foot, and this is owner occupied. I don't think they disagreed on the effective age either, which is 24.
Yeah, I think what he had said was he didn't have an issue with the 58, because at his 9.5 that he was asking, the cost per square foot came out to 58.18, and he thought that was a reasonable cost per square foot. Which is probably,
So we didn't have rent rolls here since it's owner occupied. So, but they both used the income. Well, she used the cost and the assessor used the income.
yeah, what I struggled with on this one was the comps. Because she did provide, her comps were basically the assessor's assessed value.
Yes.
But she's using the cost per square foot, which is fair. The assessor's comps, even he admitted that he didn't like one of the comps. I reran the comps and the cost per square foot using a combination of the taxpayer's comps and the assessor's comps.
Did you take out the one that you
Took out the one, the one on North Lincoln, I took that one out and came up with a value of 7.8, but I don't know, you know, that brings the cost per square foot to $47 rather than the 58.
If you added the value of the land, it came out to 7 million what?
Did you?
I did not actually. So the
So once you
7.8 and
add-
the cost of the land was what, one something?
1.27.
Yeah, so that would put it at 8.9.
That seems
Right.
yes. Yes. Almost 810. Yes.
Plus 1.2. Puts it right at 9 actually.
Okay. Can you do
I could
9?
do 9.
Okay. Let's settle on 9.
So I'll make a motion on BOE
520.
520, item number 4 on the agenda to set the fair market value at 9 million.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's finishing 520 and moving to the fifth item on the agenda, which is BOE number 521, 4121 Perimeter Court, R145433350. Okay, so the assessor came down from 36,907,000 to land at 34,222,420. This is this.
This is a data center.
Yeah, and they talked about the Tulsa data center.
And it's a bunker,
Yeah.
which I think I had a lot of problem with some of those comps that the taxpayer was trying to put out. Those aren't bunkered comps. I've built a lot of storm shelters over the last 15 years. And when I left my former job, for a storm shelter in a classroom, we were paying about $330 a square foot. Now, this is a 10-foot tall, 8-inch thick walls, 8-inch thick roof. It only had battery backup, didn't have special air, things like that. Those prices of $360 to $380 a square foot are not out of line for a facility like this, plus the other building on site as well. So I think that coming down to $34 million for basically a new bunkered data center is not out of line.
She could go to 24.
Well, she also said she could be 12 too, so.
She slid, I was
almost
even gonna
commercial.
deal with that, so that was 24,630,000, it was her top. So that's still a 10 million differential.
Well, there was also a July of 21 sale of 64 million,
Yes.
which is twice as much as what the assessor has it valued at. And that was what probably set the price in 2022 at 36,907, which I think was more than fair. I'm not sure what argument they used for that.
She
but
even dropped it.
yeah, but I'm kind of with Brett on this one, that she didn't really, it's a data center. They make a lot of money on data centers. They really do. It's a hosted environment, hosting
Yeah, you asked her.
companies, servers, and network services, cloud services, basically. It's pretty common. That's where the industry is going. Everybody's kind of going to cloud services, so they don't have to support their own data centers in their own facilities. Most of the major corporations are doing that, and probably some of the medium-sized companies are starting to do that, which is probably where their target audience is. So I'm good with the assessor's valuation of 34.
So I'd like to move on BOE 521. We set the fair market value of this property at $34,222,420.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that takes us to the last item on the agenda, which is BOE number 522, 8300 North May, R087342420. She's at 3,620,000, and the assessor started at 5,946,773 and came down to 4,719,086. The assessor has it at $71,500 per room. There was a $9.5 million sale, but a long time ago, 2015.
So I saw this as pretty simple, even using the concepts we did on the other one. The purchase price plus the permit for the remodel
1.9
brings it up to $4.6 million.
I was kind of looking at it a different way, because the assessor lowered his, he adjusted it based off of the comps. And if I look at the cost per square foot, I get 3.71. But
Which is
yeah, I
closer
didn't
to
take
mine.
into consideration that construction though. When was that permit
It was
pulled out?
in December of 23.
It just finished this
It just
December.
finished
Okay,
it.
so then I'm fine with yours. So what did you say, 4.6?
4.6. So I'll move to set the value of BOE 522, agenda item 6, at $4.6 million.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that concludes that part of the agenda. So I had a conversation yesterday about next week, so I think we decided Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and be done. That little guy,
I've got Monday, Tuesday,
and
And
decision
Friday.
on, okay, so then I was gonna ask you guys if you wanted to have a decision on Wednesday and be done with Thursday and Friday.
I could do that, Teresa.
I think I can do that. Let me just make sure.
Because Thursday's the day we
Schedule
never
me.
come, and that makes us come back on Friday, and we could just as easily do Monday, because we got time to do that, right? 48 hours.
yes,
Because if you do it today,
yes.
yes, okay. Because remember that young guy that argued with us so much, who said he must have been a lawyer?
I can do that.
He's got 7, and so I think we split him up for the following week, just to do Monday and Tuesday.
You wanna do decisions on Wednesday then?
Yeah.
I can do that. I'd also like to, on the week of July
my knowledge,
4th,
We know,
to not do anything on the 5th.
that's gonna be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're gonna be
Good.
done.
Okay.
And I talked to her
So
about Keisha yesterday.
next
We
2
knew that.
weeks.
We knew
Okay.
that.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so if you'll make that change for us, we'll do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Next
Yes.
week or the following week?
next
Both.
week.
Next week.
Both of them.
24th,
Yeah, both of them.
25th, and 26th.
Yes,
Okay.
And I'll send all that stuff out today.
But then the following week as well, it
is
sounds
that,
like.
yeah,
Mhm.
1, 2,
Yes.
3 the following.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay, have anything from the assessor?
I think that we're wrapping up commercial appeals. Maybe there's about 5 left.
Right, now the one that we were doing, we just adjusted is personal property.
Okay. And then
That child, when that young fellow.
yeah, I saw a bunch of those come through. And on Monday, there's one for an exempt again.
Yes.
That you guys will have.
Yes,
Steve will be doing the appeals for the 2 commercials. I'll be running the computers.
okay.
And then on Tuesday, Raphael, the plan is to come down here and then he'll present those.
Okay. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, ma'am.